Look at you. What the hell did you just become? No. Really. Take a good long look. Something's different, isn't it? The air feels charged when you move. The ground hesitates before catching your steps. Even your reflection flinches for a second, like it doesn't recognize its own evolution. They said people don't change. You didn't. You mutated. You see, transformation isn't some poetic story told by self-help cowards. It's a surgery without anesthesia. It's the moment your heart snaps under pressure and reforms into armor. It's when you stop being the victim of your pain and start using it as a weapon sharp enough to slice through the lies they fed you. They don't understand what they're looking at now. They whisper, "You've changed." Of course you have. You're not meant to be recognized by the ones who buried the old you. You're meant to haunt them just by existing, this version of you. It doesn't ask for respect. It extracts it. It doesn't seek peace. It creates silence. The kind of silence that makes guilt scream louder inside those who wronged you. You used to beg the universe for signs. Now the universe flinches when you breathe too loud. You've become the prophecy you used to pray for. And that's why they're terrified. Because somewhere deep down, they know. When pain breeds purpose, mercy dies. They don't realize you didn't just level up. You collapsed, you burned, you were reduced to dust. And from that dust came precision. The kind that doesn't seek revenge, only correction. Now you move slower, speak less, but when you do, reality obeys. That's the power of someone who's seen the end of themselves and kept walking. You've been to hell, rearranged the furniture, and came back with the devil's patience. And that's what kills them. You're calm. Because calm is what people fear most in a storm. It's not noise that scares them, it's control. You don't shout anymore. You don't prove anymore. You just exist, and their insecurities start confessing crimes before you even open your mouth. They can't categorize you now. Are you a saint who learned to sin strategically? Or a demon who prays with blood in his mouth? You're both. That's your advantage, your duality. You became the paradox they can't compute. The walking contradiction that makes their logic short-circuit. Because light and dark aren't enemies. They're ingredients, and you've learned how to mix them like art. You see, people fear what they can't define. They call your peace arrogance. They call your confidence danger. They call your solitude madness. And they're right. Because it is madness, divine, surgical madness. The kind that makes the system glitch when you walk in the room, this version of you. It doesn't chase validation. It creates discomfort. It forces awakening. You're not supposed to fit in anymore. You're supposed to trigger everything unhealed around you. You've become the mirror they can't look into for too long, because it reflects their weakness back with surgical precision. And that's why they whisper behind closed doors now. That's why the same mouths that mocked you now monitor you. Because once the joke starts walking with divine timing, laughter dies in fear. They don't know what to call you anymore. Human, monster, miracle. Doesn't matter. Because you've transcended labels. You've become a feeling. The kind of energy that doesn't need words to be understood. So now, you move differently. Not because you're trying to prove something, but because everything around you already knows. They can feel it, the shift, the new gravity you carry, the vibration that screams, "Touch me wrong, and watch your karma expedite." You don't react anymore. You respond like thunder choosing when to echo lightning. You don't fight battles anymore. You end them quietly, poetically, permanently. That's what they don't teach you about evolution. It's not about wings or halos. It's about restraint. It's about the violence you choose not to unleash. That's your divinity. Control over chaos, not escape from it. So here you stand, the living paradox. Too divine for the dark, too dangerous for the light. A walking reminder that pain doesn't destroy, it designs. And now, the world's asking, what did you just become? The answer? Whatever the hell they're not ready for. Because you didn't evolve for their comfort. You evolved for your calling. And now that you've become this version of yourself, nothing unreal can touch you. Not anymore. You know what's funny? They thought evolution would make you soft. They thought healing meant forgiveness, and forgiveness meant surrender. But your healing wasn't gentle. It was surgical. You didn't patch your wounds. You rebuilt your anatomy around them. And now, even your scars have strategy. They don't see it yet. But you've become something rare. Something the system can't categorize. Something society can't market. Something darkness can't manipulate. You are proof that destruction doesn't always mean death. Sometimes it's the birth cry of dominion. You are not at war anymore. You are the aftermath. The calm that comes after the fire has chosen what deserves to remain. You are the silence that feels louder than thunder, and that silence terrifies them. Because when you stopped explaining yourself, they lost their control. When you stopped reacting, their power dissolved. You see, your absence of chaos is the most chaotic thing you've ever done. You used to chase closure. Now you embody it. You used to seek peace. Now you are it. And peace, in the hands of someone who's tasted hell, is the most dangerous weapon ever created. Let's be honest. This world runs on noise, screaming opinions, frantic validation, cheap anger. And here you are, silent, steady, unmoved. Your stillness became a mirror, and now everyone around you is forced to see who they really are when they're not hiding behind distractions. You expose people simply by breathing differently. That's your new power. You don't attack. You reveal. You don't argue. You radiate truth until the lie disintegrates on contact. They can't fight that. They can't debate that. Because how do you destroy someone who doesn't need to be understood? They can't reach you anymore. You've risen to a frequency they can't corrupt. And when they try to pull you back down, you smile. Because now you know. Gravity only works on those who forget they have wings. You didn't come this far to prove a point. You came this far to embody one. You are the living, breathing contradiction that makes false prophets choke on their own sermons. You are the result of everything they swore you wouldn't survive. And what's even more terrifying for them, you didn't just survive. You adapted so beautifully. It looks supernatural. Your intuition became louder than their manipulation. Your energy became louder than their lies. And your purpose became louder than their power. They don't understand it. They call it luck. But you and I both know what it really is. Precision from the divine. You stopped fighting life, and life started taking orders from you. Now look around. The city feels colder, doesn't it? Not because you've changed, but because you see it for what it really is. You walk through it like a ghost who's already seen the end of every illusion. You see the masks. You see the fear. You see the pretense. And while they scramble for relevance, you've built something deeper. Presence. You no longer need applause. You've learned to find glory in being misunderstood. You've learned that real power isn't loud. It's patient, strategic, surgical. And when you move, everything that was fake trembles. Because this version of you, It doesn't warn anymore. It demonstrates. It doesn't promise revenge. It delivers revelation. It doesn't threaten with words. It whispers destiny. So when they look at you now and ask, "What did you become?" tell them the truth. You became inevitable. You became the prophecy no one saw coming, and the storm they can't prepare for. You became the line between order and chaos, the embodiment of both. Because balance doesn't come from choosing sides. It comes from owning all of yourself. You are the walking reminder that God hides his sharpest weapons inside broken people. You are shattered on purpose, so light could leak through the cracks and blind the world that tried to contain you. And now, they can't stop you. Not because you're louder, but because you're truer. Your silence shakes foundations. Your presence bends timelines. And your calm is prophecy in motion. So let them watch. Let them whisper. Let them choke on your evolution, because the joke's on them. You weren't becoming unstoppable. You were just remembering that you already were. Now go. Let the world witness what happens when a soul finally realizes what it is. They called it transformation. You call it arrival. And this is only the beginning.